Have you ever stayed quiet, not because you had nothing to say, but because your brain was thinking too much? Maybe you wanted to join the conversation, but your mind started asking, what if I sound weird? What if they ignore me? What if I embarrass myself? And suddenly you say nothing. Hey guys, it's Emma. And if you're a quiet person, if you overthink every conversation, if social situations drain your energy, this episode is for you. Because being quiet is not a weakness. Actually, some of the smartest, calmest, and most emotionally strong people in the world are quiet. But here's the problem. The world rewards loud people, people who speak fast, people who always have something to say, people who look confident even when they're not. So quiet people often grow up believing something is wrong with them. But today, I want to change that. And while we talk, you're also going to learn real English that people actually use in conversations. So relax, maybe grab a coffee, and let's talk. You know something funny? A lot of quiet people are not actually shy. They're just careful. They observe first. They think deeply. They analyze energy. They notice details other people miss. And honestly, that's a superpower. Studies in psychology show that introverted people often process information more deeply before speaking. That's why many quiet people give very thoughtful answers instead of reacting instantly. But society doesn't always understand that. Sometimes people say things like, "Why are you so quiet? You should talk more. You're too serious." And wow, that question alone can make a quiet person want to disappear. So let me teach you something important in English. Instead of saying, "I'm shy," you can say, "I'm more of a quiet person," or "I take time to open up." That sounds more natural, more confident, more mature, because words matter. The way you describe yourself changes how people see you, and honestly, how you see yourself too. Now, let's talk about something almost every quiet person struggles with: small talk. Oh my God, small talk can feel painful sometimes. How's the weather? How was your weekend? What do you do for work? And meanwhile, your brain is screaming, please let this conversation end. But here's the truth nobody tells you. Good communication is not about talking a lot. It's about making people feel comfortable. And quiet people are actually amazing at this. Why? Because they listen. Most people don't listen anymore. They wait for their turn to speak. But quiet people, they pay attention. And people love feeling heard. That's why sometimes a calm, quiet person becomes everyone's favorite person without even trying. Now, here's a real-life English tip. If conversations make you nervous, don't try to be interesting. Be curious. That changes everything. Instead of trying to impress people, ask simple questions, like, how did you get into that? What's your favorite part about it? That sounds interesting, actually. Boom. Now the pressure leaves your shoulders because the conversation is no longer a performance. It becomes connection, and connection is easier than performance. A lot of people think confidence means being loud. No, real confidence is being comfortable with yourself, even in silence. And honestly, silence is powerful. You know what insecure people do? They talk constantly to fill empty space. But calm people, confident people, emotionally intelligent people, they are not afraid of silence. That's why some quiet people have this mysterious energy. People think there's something interesting about them because they don't try too hard, and trying too hard pushes people away. Now, let me teach you another useful English expression. Instead of saying, "I don't know what to say," you can say, "My mind went blank." Example, "Sorry, my mind went blank for a second." Native speakers use this all the time, and trust me, it sounds completely natural. Also, can we talk about overthinking for a second? Quiet people often replay conversations in their heads like a movie. What should I have said? Why did I say that? Did I sound stupid? Meanwhile, the other person probably forgot the conversation 5 minutes later. That's the crazy part. Most people are too busy worrying about themselves to analyze you that deeply. Psychologists call this the spotlight effect. It means people tend to overestimate how much others notice their mistakes or awkward moments. And honestly, learning that changed my life because it made me realize something. People are not watching you as much as you think. They're thinking about themselves, their problems, their insecurities, their future, their stress, just like you. So maybe you can relax a little. Another thing quiet people need to hear: you do not need to become loud to become confident. That's fake confidence. Real confidence is becoming comfortable expressing yourself naturally. Maybe you'll never be the loudest person in the room. Who cares? You can still be kind, attractive, successful, funny, intelligent, and socially skilled. Quiet does not mean weak. Sometimes quiet people become the strongest people mentally because they spend so much time alone with their thoughts. And yes, sometimes that hurts too, because quiet people often feel lonely in crowded places. They want connection, but social interaction exhausts them. It's this strange contradiction. And if you relate to that, you're definitely not alone. By the way, here's another beautiful English phrase: I enjoy my own company. That means you genuinely like spending time alone. And honestly, that's one of the healthiest things a person can develop, because if you need constant attention to feel okay, you become emotionally dependent on people. But when you enjoy your own company, you become peaceful. Now, before we finish, I want to tell you something important. Please stop thinking your personality is a problem that needs fixing. The internet constantly tells people, be louder, be more social, talk more, become alpha. But not everybody is supposed to have the same personality. The world needs calm people too. The world needs listeners, observers, deep thinkers, soft energy. And maybe, instead of trying to become someone else, your real goal should be this: become the strongest version of who you already are. Not louder, not fake, just stronger, calmer, more comfortable in your own skin. And honestly, that energy is rare now. Anyway, thank you for spending this time with me tonight. I really hope this episode made you feel a little more understood while also helping your English naturally. And if nobody told you this recently, being quiet is completely okay. I'll see you in the next episode.